Some disc golf stories are about redemption. When it comes to disc golf, the story of Bradley Williams is about as close to redemption as you can get. Going from a tour winner, having an amazing breakout season, to being suspended in the same year. It was after the suspension that the redemption story began for Williams. Not just by becoming a top touring pro, but by becoming a winner on tour once again. This is the best and worst of disc golf pro Bradley Williams. Here we go. One of the smoothest forms out on tour, Williams' accuracy has resulted in some amazing shots. From throw-ins, longest putts, and beautiful drives, here are some of the best shots from Bradley Williams.
It's gotten really
wow.
flexy shot here.
Wow, that looks so good. Oh! Did that go in?
Yes, it did.
No way.
Oh my God! Holy Did that stay in?
Did you get that? Did
it crawl back in?
Get in. Get it. Yeah.
No, you did not.
Hey, I just one time did.
Right off the bat? I told you
Right off
you
the
were
bat,
going
baby.
Lead is in jeopardy if Brad can make this. Oh, goodness. Everything he's doing is so controlled and smooth.
Highs are off to the right side as well. But you can throw putter off the tee mid. Look at Brad.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Holy shit. Did it work? It's parked. Oh yeah.
I can't see it. Is that good?
Williams has one ace out on tour that was caught on camera. 2018 Texas States, round 1, hole 5, 285 feet through the woods. Nice and smooth, enjoy.
Go and just not try to control it.
Right, and you hit it perfectly.
And it's right about this moment where Garrett's like, go in the basket.
Now, Williams may have had a breakout performance last year, but over the course of his career, he's had some pretty big wins, some of them involving playoffs. The early 2010s is when Williams started to get those B and C tier wins, but it wasn't until 2016 when he started to capture notoriety. It all started with the 2016 Texas State Championships. Being from Texas, I can imagine getting the win here would be big for Williams. Held at the same course that we now see the Waco Charity Open at, it's fun to look back and see how much the course is different in 2016. Battling with a young Eagle McMahon, Williams would start to run away with it during the final round, finishing the tournament, beating Eagle by a total of 9 shots. Some amazing disc golf from Williams in not the best conditions. He would win another Texas States in 2020, but sadly this was not as huge of an event due to the COVID season cancellations. Still, 2 wins for Bradley Williams at the Texas State Championships. In 2016, the Disc Golf Pro Tour had just begun. Its first event would be the Vibram Open, held at the esteemed Maple Hill Disc Golf Course. In the lead for the final round by 1, Williams would stay in the hunt throughout most of the round. Cale LaVisca would jump out ahead, but would then slow down on the finishing stretch. Michael Johansson was also in the hunt after a string of late birdies. Going into the final hole, all 3 players were tied at 27 under. Cale would have a wayward drive, fighting to just save the par. Bradley, up first on the approach shot, needs to make a birdie to try to take the lead from Johansson. Johansson would match the approach shot. We go to a playoff for the first ever Disc Golf Pro Tour event. On the first playoff hole, Johansson would park his approach shot. All pressure on Williams. He has to birdie to keep it close.
Go Nova. Go Nova.
Both players would tap their birdies in. Second playoff hole, Johansson had to save his par after a wayward drive. Here's Williams' chance to end the playoff.
Come on, Bradley. Come on.
We go to the third playoff hole where one of the strangest things would happen. Or maybe not happen, I don't know, you can look at it for yourself. On his approach shot, Johansson would throw it low and right, bouncing off what would appear to be a chipmunk. The disc would then go out of bounds, resulting in Johansson making a bogey. Williams lays up, makes his par to win the first ever Disc Golf Pro Tour event, after a strange chipmunk incident. Just 1 week later, Williams would take this momentum to the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge. Battling it out with Ricky Wysocki, down 3 with 9 holes to play, Williams would birdie 5 holes in a row to catch up to Ricky. They would swap strokes on the last 2 holes to become tied back-to-back weeks where Williams needed a playoff to finish a tournament. Hole 1, Ricky would have to make a tougher putt for birdie, but pretty routine would go into the second playoff hole. Williams on his drive would barely miss the tree in the middle of the fairway, ending up in circle 1. Ricky on the other hand would hit the tree, but almost make his upshot for a birdie. Here's Williams for his back-to-back playoff wins. As the disc golf scene grew, so did the Pro Tour events. It became much harder to win, with only the top-tier disc golfers really vying for those victories. So when Williams came charging out of the 2022 Preserve, it was a bit of a shock. Facing off against Kyle Klein, Simon Lizotte, and of course the person we just saw him beat in a playoff, Ricky Wysocki. Ricky would go nuts on the chase card, pushing all the way to 30 under for a tournament total. Williams was in range, but he needed to make some really solid birdies on the back 9. Birdies on 12 and 14 would help him close the gap to Ricky. The final 2 finishing holes, holes 17 and 18, would decide the winner of the 2022 Preserve Championship.
But this right here is huge.
Big putt.
And look at the pace change.
Yep.
You see the putt on the last 2.
You know, you can ask Brad, because he sits atop all of them.
6 years to the day from his first and only other disc golf.
We have to journey back to 2016 for the story of Bradley Williams' suspension. Now to set this up, we have to look at the current situation Williams was in. In 2015, Williams had an incident at a tournament where he kicked over a tent basket during a round. This resulted in a 3-month suspension as well as a 2-year probation period. 1 year later, 2016, right when he was starting to really dominate, something else happened. The Ledgestone Open, just 1 month after he won those 2 playoffs at Vibram in Delaware, Williams would be suspended again. The story is long and convoluted with a lot of opinions about what actually happened, but these are the facts. On hole 13 at Lake Eureka, Williams would throw out of bounds 3 times in a row. As he walked off the tee, he would bump into cardmate Matt Dollar. Words were said and a violation was issued. The PDGA investigated and Williams was given a punishment, 18-month suspension. Remember, Williams was on probation at the time, so any punishment towards him was going to be strict. Regardless if the incident was blown out of proportion, depending on whose side you agree with, it happened and he was suspended. It was reported that Williams would appeal in the same article that describes the whole situation by Ultiworld. 1 year later, Williams would return to professional disc golf. There would be some backlash to the initial announcement of the suspension, especially considering it involved Paul McBeth. Unhappy with the lack of expectations in Williams' case, McBeth announced he would not play the Pro Tour finale. This didn't last long as he soon announced that the PGA talked to him and he was now going to play the event anyways. In the end, Williams would return, gather some more wins, then finally in 2022 break out against the best at the Preserve. Bradley Williams has had some ups and downs, the worst moments involving suspensions, the best moments include victories at the highest level. Going from a 1-year suspension to being a Pro Tour elite champion, a career redemption arc for sure. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out RM Disc Golf on YouTube. Plenty of other videos on there just like this. Comment down below which player you'd like me to cover next. Alright, we'll see you next time. Cheers.